So right now I'm training 7 days a week. I only have a few months left to Handgun World Shoot, the biggest stage in the world for our sports. And the reason I only have a couple of months left to go is because I just got back from Czech Republic where I competed in IPSC World Shoot. So I've been on a rifle with a red dot over the beginning of the year. And so I only have a couple months to go until Handgun World Shoot. So this is crunch time, and I am putting 7 days a week worth of it. I'm not satisfied with it. It definitely showed me where I'm at. It just sucked. So we are at the indoor range in St. George, Rowdy's range. They are very kind and let me come into the nice cool air conditioning to shoot in the summer because it gets super hot in the summer here. So this is where we're at. So my practice sessions, I like to start off with fundamentals, and that's something I do every single practice session. I don't think in competition that people train fundamentals enough. It's like they train them when they first start in and then they get into dynamic stuff and they never go back to it. So that's something I emphasize in my training. I think that it has helped me go back and forth across multiple platforms, multiple shooting sports, and still place highly is because I train my fundamentals regularly and they're so high. So the way that I train fundamentals is 1-inch dots. This is something I picked up from Ron Avery back in the day, and I picked up a lot of my shooting techniques and even the way I train from Ron Avery. The 1-inch dots are very precise and they're very small, so everything has to be aligned correctly in order to hit the center of that. And once you add in a timer and you add in speed, it gets harder and harder. So I start at 5 yards, I go to 7, and if I'm particularly having a good day, I'll go back to 10 yards. At 10 yards, everything is emphasized, and it is super difficult. So when I'm in peak shape on shooting, that's when I go back to 10 yards. So we're gonna start off with 10 shots at a dot at 5 yards, then we'll go back to 7 yards and do 10 more shots. And these are just very controlled, precise. We are focusing on our sight picture and especially our trigger control. So a bunch of that prep and then press and then prep and then press of the trigger. And after that, we'll go into draws, we'll go into doubles and then transitions, and then after that, we'll call it for fundamentals and go into more of the dynamic parts of shooting. So you can see at 7 yards, the grouping gets a little bit wider, and I definitely called those 2 shots high. I was rushing that shot a bit and like getting into a groove, and I didn't wait for it to come all the way back down before I broke that shot. So we're gonna do 7 yards again because the fundamentals, we want to do it right. So that was at 5 and 7 yards, and that was just basically the prep press, watching the front sight, which is really important in iron sight divisions. So important to have your main focus be on that front sight. So now we're gonna come back to 5 yards, and we're gonna work on draws without the timer. I'm gonna take these draws kind of nice and slow. I want to like build up to full speed and just work on doing it correctly. Really good group, just a little low. There we go, that's the money. So, have a decision to make. Do we go back to 7 and work on that, or do we try and perfect our 5 yards and improve it? For me, I like to improve. If I see something wrong, I want to focus on it. So I'm coming up and my front sight's a little bit high. So when I draw, I need to make sure my wrist and my thumbs are pointed forward, getting that really good emphasized grip in order to get that sight to stay level. So I'm gonna shoot this at 5 yards again. .171, a little bit slow. Okay, did not see the sight on either shot. Second shot, but slow. That was good, but we were extremely slow that time. So a 133 and a .47. I mean, we're almost half a second off the pace we should be. So, front sight focus. Both shots were high. It was a 160. The split is slow. That draw was on time, but both shots were high. So something's going on, whether it's I'm just out shooting the pace that I need to in order to make those hits. I'm not seeing the sight, like something is going on with my shooting. So I need to figure that out, so we can either take a step back, we can keep doing this, or we can go to 7 yards where maybe it'll be more emphasized and I'll see really what's going on at that yardage. I'm gonna go back.
I got nightmares in my head, I fear that the thoughts build up until I can't hear.
I am so proud of Jaylee. She started this journey as a 10-year-old little girl and has grown into an amazing woman and an amazing shooter. To go from this little 10-year-old girl shrinking at the range to national champion that has made the Class 15, and not just the ladies team, but the overall team. That is historical, and no other lady in the United States has ever made the overall pistol team. How can a mother ever be prouder than I am of Jaylee?
I fear that the thoughts build up until I can't hear, that my mind fills up into a creature, and it haunts me somewhere much deeper. I've been feeling weird, I can't seem to focus good enough. Nothing's really clear, sometimes it could be a little tough. I just need to feel stop. I've been feeling weird, I can't seem to focus good enough. Nothing's really clear, sometimes it could be a little tough. I just need to feel like the end's in sight for me. But let's be really real, anxiety can foggy all this stuff.
It sucks when you finally feel like giving up. Oh God, no luck. Everything feels like you're sticky stuck. I'm lost.
Not good. Like, honestly, it's to the point where, like, I don't know if it's me, I don't know if my sides are off, like,
gotta find a way to get some energy. Gotta find someone who's a good friend of me.
we're riding the
Purpose to make it all
struggle
worth
bus.
it. I'm still searching and I'm still learning.
But we've done our 200 rounds of fundamental work, so we're going to move on to the dynamic portion of today's training. So set up some transitions and then maybe set up some walls and get a little bit of movement in there, transitions, reloads. This is all stuff that we are going to see at the IPSC World Shoot. So we're going to go back, load our mags, and then set up our next portion. So the great thing about this is it being a transition drill and then it being 6 targets with 2 on each. You have to do a mandatory reload somewhere, so you get to work on reloads as well as transition, as well as different target presentations. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4 different target presentations out there. We got 2 no-shoots, we got open papers, and they got a hardcover paper. So this is pretty typical of seeing in IPSC, is all these different target presentations on one stage. Once in a while you'll see it all within one portion of the stage. So this is really great, and we're going to do this. Okay, so for the mini stage I've set up for training today, it's a 12-round course with some partial targets, some no-shoots, some open, shooting on the move, stand shoot 20 yards. This has a little bit of everything. Oh, and reloads as well, since I can only have 10 rounds in my mag and it's a 12-round course. So the start position is going to be toes touching this fault line, standing directly in front of the far partial with the no-shoot. Okay. On signal, you'll draw and shoot that one. Then you'll move around this wall and shoot this no-shoot in between those walls. Bang, bang, on the move. We'll come into this position, set up, and shoot the hardcover and the far open paper. We'll throw in our reload right here, go around these sets of walls, pivot hard, and shoot these last 2 open papers on the move until we end up at our end position. So a big portion of this stage is covering ground, coming in, landing soft, breaking those shots early, watching the front sight, nailing that reload on that far, long run across this stage. So it's a short course, but there's a lot of dynamic parts of this. Struggle on this stage. My draw did not feel good, but I still broke those shots. I should have This is training. I should have paused and told myself, like, let's just start over. Because the draw is going to set up the entire stage. Went into my new shoot target, almost blew past it. I was moving too much for my sights. And I came into my second position, shot a little bit fast. Went to go for my reload. I didn't drop my mag all the way out before I inserted a new one, so I had to strip it and then reload. Came around this wall and shot these two opens on the move. My first shot was that high left shot. I definitely was not ready to break that shot. It was not in the center of the target, so I was just early, but the shots on those targets were fine. So we're gonna shoot this again. We're gonna tape up and shoot this again, and we're going to correct some of those behaviors that I've done. I definitely needed that makeup shot on that one. I don't even know where my sight was, but clearly was not on target, so that was a good makeup. Rest of the targets, they felt okay. So to get more reps out of the training stage you have built, try running it forward, try running it backwards, try moving just a target here or there. That way you get more out of the stage that you built. So I'm gonna run this stage backwards now. I'm gonna walk it a few times and then give it a go, still focusing on my front sight. Much smoother, much better. I definitely fixed my reload and my movement in the beginning portion. Felt nice and calm as I came into my second position, and I completely smoothed this out and kept moving. Really like that, and then landed softly here. I'm not gonna say it's perfect because it definitely isn't. There's still a lot of work to do, but I feel a lot better now. So my time on the range yesterday, I'm not satisfied with it. It definitely showed me where I'm at, and it gave me a goal as to where I want to be. It was a rough day, honestly, and it just sucked. Every person goes through this, whether they're in an office job, pro athlete, whatever you do for a living. You have your good days and you have your bad days. On your bad days, it just seems like you can't dig yourself out of that hole. And that's something I experienced yesterday. I wasn't on. I was trying to force it, trying to make it click, and it just wasn't. And that honestly kind of scared me going into Handgun World Shoot in a couple months. It showed me that I'm not ready right now. If I had to go tomorrow, I'm not ready. So looking at that, experiencing that yesterday, it gives me a goal as to where I want to be. I want to be able to show up, and even if I'm having an off day, still feel like it's good enough. And right now it's not. It's gonna be long days. It's just going to be giving all the gas I got in the tank towards this. And I'm very fortunate because I have such a supportive support system. I have my parents, I have Rowdy's, I have all my sponsors that are behind me, cheering me on and helping me in any way possible they can. And that's that's something I cannot be more grateful for.
The drive and dedication that the two girls have had. Jayleese is very methodical about what she does. She's very goal-oriented. We knew early on that she would succeed, but making the overall team for World, that's historic. That was.
I know it's going to be a rough few months getting ready for Worlds, and I know it's going to be a lot of stress at Worlds. I want her to enjoy the journey, and I know that no matter what happens, as she has proved over and over, she will always do her best.
This episode is brought to you by Barry's Bullets.
I thought it was running the whole time. I was really hoping that he got all of that so that he could put it together and I could put it on the internet so people really know what it's like.
What's it like working with Jayleese?
It's not as easy as it looks, people. I just said it was, it's not. Not even close.